You've made great progress. And I want to celebrate you for staying on until now. And then we just had our first court, and we have you here. It shows that you did tremendously well. That's why you are part of this session. So I want you to especially celebrate yourself. So today's session is on mental health. And just like the last session we had on mental health, our mentor today is an experienced lady who is going to guide us through some of the basic traumas. I'll just quickly apologize for the delay. I would say my network is not so good, so I'm unable to share my slide. I tried moving it, but it didn't come. Just where you can see this slide. All right, why I'm trying to get it up to yourselves in the chat. Let's get to meet you. Here we have mentees across different groups. Here in the to just share where your journey while I pull out bio of our mentor for today's session. All right, so Mrs. Morenike is an experienced and passionate advocate. She's a social impact leader with over 5 years of experience advancing sustainable change in underserved communities and among internally displaced persons here in Nigeria. She's a project lead at Center for Teens Health and Development, and she drives initiatives in mental health, menstrual health with her reusable pad project called the Most Reusable Pad Project. She's a youth empowerment advocate, and she has empowered over 8,000 plus teenagers across 6 states in Nigeria. While I'm reading her bio, I was expecting that we'll be clapping hands because she's an exceptional woman. There is so much you will learn from her tonight. She's a graduate of child development and family psychology from Olabisi Onabanjo University. Sorry, I'm not good in pronouncing names. With advanced training in human rights and gender-based violence at Herbal Heritage University, USA. She has mentored 1,000 plus young adults globally. She's a recipient of the Next Word Now Community Investment Grant and other awards. Morenike is a champion of gender equality, youth empowerment, and the SDGs. So I'd like you to, with a clapping and sending of different love emoji, let's welcome our mentor for today. I'm not seeing her reactions. I don't know why. Is it that I'm not audible? I'm not seeing her reactions. Let's welcome our mentor for today.
Thank you, Patience. Yes. Can you hear me?
Let's welcome our mentor for today. I want to see more hands. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So we are ready to have her now. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, we can hear you. You have the floor.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you can make me a host so that I can share my slide.
I think I've done that already. try doing that.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for having me. Thank you, Patient, for the opportunity to speak today. So, I know I have a lot of things to discuss. So, let me just share my first slide. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, it's loading.
Okay, just confirm if you can.
It's still loading.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see your screen now. From my end, I can see it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Patient, for having me on this call. Thank you for the opportunity to share and to also learn from the mentees. And like I said, like I always say before I start speaking, I always say if you want to learn something, just go on. Thank God for ChatGPT. Thank God for Google. Just go on Google and type, I want to learn about menstruation. They will give you a lot of definitions and you practically learn everything about menstruation. So if that's the case, you are not supposed to be on this call because you can easily just learn any topic on online on Google, but the fact that you are here, it means that there's what Google and ChatGPT is going to give you is just like practical. It's like theory, where sometimes you can even read something and still like don't understand. But the good thing about a session like this is where somebody can actually give you relatable examples and just give you from human understanding where at the end of the day you might end up saying, oh, I've been in this situation, oh, I've been in that situation. So thank you everyone for joining. And this conversation is going to be like an interactive session. I'm not just here to talk and go. So we are going to discuss. I'm going to ask you some few questions while I display my slide and we're going to answer. And please, I am currently on my slide, so I'm not seeing any reaction on the call. So if I ask a question and you feel you want to answer, you can just unmute your mic and answer. Thank you so much. So I know I was supposed to talk about menstruation, the first presentation. So if you have any question relating to menstruation, you can ask during the question and answer session. So basically, I know a lot of us here are girls, so if you have any question related to menstruation, you can ask during the course. So, but I want to start with recognizing abuse because of the time given. So, recognizing abuse. My name is Moreni Keji Olaniran, and before we start, the first question: when you hear the word abuse, what comes to mind first? If you think you have the answer to this, please can you just unmute your mic and answer? When you hear the word abuse, what comes to your mind first? Anyone want to answer? Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. For me, when I hear the word abuse, different things come to my mind. Immediately you said abuse. I think the first that popped out was type, which is the physical abuse, and then they have the emotional abuse, and so it's more like insult or like injury to a person's
Thank you.
maybe character or physical features or something. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other person? When you hear the word abuse, what comes to your mind?
Okay,
Please,
so from my end,
Okay.
when I hear the word abuse, what comes to mind is my rights being denied, or maybe someone's rights being denied.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So, what is abuse? Abuse is any pattern of behavior that is meant to control, harm, intimidate, or weaken another person. So, anything abuse, sometimes we're in Nigeria, there are some things that will happen to us. We'll never know that it's abuse till we are well informed or somebody just call our attention to it that this person is abusing you. That's when you be like, oh, okay, I thought it's a normal thing. Right? We are going to, as we go on, we are going to share a lot of examples. So abuse is any pattern of behavior that is meant to control you, harm you, intimidate you, or weaken another person. So it can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be psychological, and it often happen in relationship, family, schools, or workplace. And because when we talk about abuse, many people feel it's only relationship, it's only boyfriend and girlfriend that can abuse you. I just want to let you know this evening that your family can abuse you, your classmates can abuse you, your friends can abuse you, your mentor can abuse you, anybody can abuse you. So the next question, do you think abuse is always physical? Why or why not? Any other person, just one person. Do you think abuse is always physical? Why or why not? Why do you think it's physical? Is always physical? Why do you think it's not always physical? Does anybody want to share?
Okay, and let me still go first. I think it's not always physical, right? Physical, for me, physical is the one you can see, and for me personally, I feel the worst of is the one you can't actually see, but you feel like mental, emotional abuse, where maybe people
Okay.
use words or action to actually abuse somebody, and you can't really. There's no evidence, but it's there.
True. Those type of abuse, we explain, tire, no evidence. Thank you so much. So now you're going to go to the type of abuse. I know most times people will just say it's only physical, emotional, and then sexual. So today we're going to talk about the various and different type of abuse. Number one, we have the emotional abuse. This is where somebody that is above you or sometimes below you self use words, use action or silence to hurt you, to control your feeling or endanger your self-worth. So I'm just going to like back it up with story. So let me talk about this emotional abuse. Sometimes I remember when I was in school, like in secondary school, I just find myself wanting to people should like me, my classmates. All of us we didn't know what we were doing, but I just in school sometimes you have clique where you have like four girls, they're always friends, doing everything together, and you're like, God, oh, I want to be in that circle. And you try to get close to them, and they just say, you are too small. Then they will say, you never get breast. Then they'll say, you're still a small girl and all that. You are not too fine. You are not in our class. And then secondary school, we don't even know what abuse was. So we feel that, maybe I'm really not fine. Maybe I'm really not in their class. So those are type of emotional abuse when somebody just tell you some terrible things. And another type of emotional abuse that is very common now is on social media, when you post a picture and somebody will just be like, you're not even, can you mute your mic please? And somebody is like, you're not even fine, and you are just like, from where to where? Do I know you before? So it's people just trying to make you feel useless, to make you feel that you are small, to give you silent treatment, even in relationship where you have misunderstanding and your partner.
Hello, Miss Mo. Please, you can mute yourself again. I just muted everyone. Mrs. Mo, can you hear me?
Yes, I've done that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So can you still see, you can see my slide, right?
Yes, your slide is still up. I only muted others so we can
Okay.
have a peaceful presentation.
All right, thank you so much. So, emotional abuse is when people offend you, but at the end of the day, they are asking you, why are you angry? And they are not even acknowledging the fact that they are the one that offend you, they are the one that trigger you. But at the end of the day, why are you overreacting? You're so emotional and all that. So, another type of abuse is neglect. This type of abuse, people do not necessarily talk about it. As someone that went through this type of abuse, I think this is a big type. It's very complicated because with this type of abuse, you experience other form of abuses. So neglect is the failure to meet a person basic physical, emotional, education, or medical needs. So this type of abuse relates to when parents give birth to a lot of children they cannot afford to train. This type of abuse relates to when some parents feel that once you are done with secondary school, it's your responsibility to start providing for the family. This type of abuse relates to when some parents will try to encourage you, dat boy is very nice, see the way he's liking you, date him now, if you date him he will give you money. So dating, and you find yourself doing things you don't want to do because you know that I have to provide. My grandma have high blood pressure. So they are giving you responsibility that is not yours. So I'm just going to share like an example about this neglect where parents or relationship, whatever, somebody that is supposed to take care of you is just leaving you hanging. So this type of abuse will make you experience physical abuse from maybe the person they send you to go and stay with, make you experience sexual abuse, maybe from somebody you are going to work with and all that. So neglect is a very rapid type of abuse that people do not talk about, where somebody that is supposed to protect you is exposing you, where you are sick and they are telling you just take paracetamol, even if they know that paracetamol is not going to save you from that sickness, where you're supposed to buy school books and they are telling you that go and hawk. I know we are supposed to support our family, but at what age are we supposed to support our family? It's at the age where they have done their duty to take care of us. This type of abuse also relates to black tax, where you're a young woman, you're in your 20s or 21, and your family you are earning like 80K, and your family want you to pay house rent, sponsor your younger ones in school, buy clothes for yourself, treat your any of your parents that is sick, and it's so endless. The responsibility is so endless. So another type of abuse is the financial abuse. This is where abuse of finances, where one partner will tell you that, for instance, in relationship, that I married you but you were working, but now I want you to focus on the family. Not because they have good intentions, but because they feel that there's even a video going around social media where a man was saying that his wife is very came from a successful family, but he knows that if they travel abroad, the woman will earn more than him. So he have been trying not to let the woman travel abroad because he doesn't feel his wife will be more submissive when she earns more. So there's a whole lot of financial abuse that young girls, we are so excited. I want a boyfriend that have money, that will take care of me. I want to be a soft girl, I want to be a baby girl and all that. There is a whole lot of issue that surround this, because the person will be able to control you. You will not have your say. Everything you will be doing, you will not be free, because if the person offend you, cannot even overreact, because you are realizing that, since I've been dating this boy, I now use human hair, and now use Uber. So if we break up now, I'll be climbing bike. So there is a whole lot of financial abuse where your spouse is telling you to quit. I always tell young women, if your spouse is telling you to quit because you're having a child, that means you have to support you monthly. You have to be paying you salary for staying at home, because it's not that when you need pad, you are waiting for your husband or boyfriend. When you need to buy paracetamol for your child, you are waiting for him to give you money. So God created us whole, so we should not give somebody that kind of power over us. No matter how small you earn, make sure you have your own money. So I have another question. What do you think are the signs that someone is experiencing abuse? Do you think there's any sign, there's any behavior that somebody will exhibit and you now feel that, I think this person is experiencing abuse? Or you have to wait for the person to tell you that, I'm actually experiencing abuse, before you know that your friend or your close relative is experiencing abuse? Anybody want to share? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So, I would say I believe that when someone is experiencing abuse, one of the things they do a lot is they isolate. Most times they
Okay.
just want to be on their own. I think that's one criteria I've noticed. They love to isolate. Another one is um they they tend to see themselves as little. there's so much fear when you are talking to them. Maybe you're trying to have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Some of them have this kind of fear. If you can
Okay.
notice, if you're sensitive, you notice it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any other person?
Yes, I wanted to talk on the fear. Like they may be jumpy over every
Okay.
little thing.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much. So,
Um,
you want
I wanted to
somebody
say
wants to say
something.
something?
Yes, I think
Okay.
for me, most abuse victims, they, apart from the fear, they just have this, should I call it imposter syndrome, where they feel like, oh, they are not good enough, probably because of the words the abuser have used on them for a while. And
Mm,
so they just feel like the abusers are like helping them, or even it's a privilege for the
yeah.
abusers to, maybe like a man giving you money and the rest, it feels like, oh, it's a privilege, you don't even deserve it and all that, so they just have that inferiority complex.
Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. So, I think for me, I always tell people that I'm a survivor of GBV, and they're like, "Oh, your boyfriend beat you, or your husband beat you." I always laugh when somebody asks me that. I used to always remind them that when we talk about GBV, we're not talking about only boyfriend or husband or wife. My own experience, it was family. So it was my family that neglected me, sexually abused me, physically abused me, psychologically abused me, financially abused me, and everything, right? So I think also the signs also depend on the age. If a child is being abused, their behavior is different from if a teenager. Sometimes they might have similar behavior, and for adults, they might have similar behavior. But I think everything that everybody said was correct. Fear, either you are a child, you are a teenager, you are an adult, you must have. There's one thing that comes: fear, sometimes shame. You feel that, who is my fault? To what was I wearing? Depend on the type of abuse. What was I wearing? Or is it, if it's physical, is it because I talk too much? Or there's always the way our brain work, and we always think that it's our fault, is our fault, and we just constantly keep telling ourselves that. So one of the experiences is fear. One of the one is Another experience is isolation, where you are just saying, I am just myself, I don't keep friends and all that. Another one is people pleaser, where some people want to please people. They want to please people. They want to people to be their friend. For me personally, I experienced all these forms, and the one that was so high was sense of belonging. The love I didn't see at home, I wanted to see it with friends. So when people tell me that I don't want to be your friend, I will apologize. I will try my best to make sure they like me. I will do my best, even if it means hurting myself, even if it's giving my last kobo to that friend, I will do that. And sometimes the funny thing is that people will know your weakness, and some people will ride on those weakness. So I just needed that sense of belonging, that there's this person that like me. So another one again is, some people can never be single. If you are always in a relationship, it's a sign. It might it might not be direct, it might be indirect. It's always a sign. There are some people that can never be single. Once they break up, the next 3 days they have enter another relationship. Once they break up, the next, in fact, that same day they have lines of people that is just there. It's you responding to abuse, but we are going to get there. So another type of abuse is sexual. This one is everywhere, and um I think people used to think that there are some abuse that have more consequences than others. And for me personally, I don't think that is true, because I know everybody have different capacity. For instance, I might experience something, and I will say I want to go and drink sniper. I will start drinking alcohol, taking cigarettes. And patient might experience that same thing exactly, and she will just cry, and she will not do any of the above that I'm doing. Does that mean that it did not pay her more, or does that mean I overreact? So I also want us to know that our mental capacity is very different. What happened to somebody that the person moved on easily, it doesn't mean it didn't pay her, the person. Some people just have they're resilient. They just like, okay, life goes on. So sexual abuse is any sexual activity is like for without consent, trying to have sex with somebody, trying to sweet talk somebody, trying to exploit somebody, like because you are the boss and you're like, oh, if you don't want to lose your job, I want to have sex with you. Or another one, trying to rape somebody, molestation, trying to touch somebody, trying to kiss somebody and all that, trying to force children to watch pornography. There's a whole lot of type of sexual abuse where somebody that you really do not like is forcing their self, trying to kiss you and all that. And all these type of different type of abuse, they have effect, even though some might not be visible and some might be visible. So when I experienced GBV and I started, I could not sleep. Like I could not sleep for 6 months. In school, I was in the university, and I also wanted, the person that was sponsoring me told me that we're in KG, either you have first class or 2-1. And I've spent 6 years. It was the seventh year after secondary school that I got into the university. So I was also battling with low self-esteem because I was seeing people that just finish ND, finish HND, some just left secondary school that year. And me, I was at home 6 years plus. So I was just scared that I want to make first class or 2-1 with these people that I'm seeing. So I'm experiencing GBV, everything was just, when everything is just going wrong at once and you're just like, God, it's not only me, that kind of situation. So I I started like, how will I sleep like this? Since sleep was not coming, and we all know the power of sleep. If you don't sleep for 3 days straight, you'll be like a mad person. You cannot think. So I started using alcohol to, like, let me take alcohol, and I slept and it was nice. As I sleeping, I realized that I forgot everything I was going through at that time, right? I was like, okay, this is better. And my neighbor was like, oh, there's this thing loud, try it. And I tried it, and I was under the shower and I slept and I forgot everything. And I just realized that, oh, this thing was so helpful. So let's just continue. And I realized the more I take it, the more I was able to sleep well, the more I was able to forget everything that was just happening, right? So there are a lot of things. So there are also some people I knew that went through abuse that did not use something. So it's also always, and it determines and it relates to how our coping mechanism works. So now we're going to talk about physical abuse. This is where I think most of us as Nigeria experience this. This is where parents beat you. You pour water on the floor, they will beat you. You tell them that that uncle is touching me, they will beat you. Where did you, like, there are just some things that people will sometimes look at me and like, oh, Morenike, you turn out well. I used to always tell them I didn't turn out well anything, no, because we just had that assumption that, oh, people went through this abuse, you saw them go through, and because now they are wearing fine clothes and behaving as if they have sense of social media, you feel that, oh, they turn out well. Sometimes we don't turn out well, but we are just pushing. So this is where some people kick you, some people beat you, some people lock you in the house. I remember then with my stepmom, if she don't have any reason to beat me, this woman will put water when I'm sleeping on my body and say I will be at home. And she will beat me. I tell the children in the compound to come, like, all those laughing, we at home and all that. So yeah, so those are physical abuse. So I have another question. If your friend came to you with concern about relationship or workplace, how would you respond? So it's somebody that you know, your friend, your cousin, your sister come and tell you that, oh, I'm going through this in my office. How will you respond? I just will need one person because of time. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma. Good evening, everyone. We
Good
can hear you,
evening.
ma.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you want
so
to
in my
share?
own case, yes, in my own case, I think one first thing that people always need whenever they have the what's it called, the hope and conviction, or let me use the word conviction to speak to you, is that they first want you to feel what they are feeling. I think that's one thing you should do first. empathy is very
Okay.
important. You being able to try to understand what they are going through, not being judgmental, like, because there's a way you can approach it, and then at the same time, even if they have other information that they want to share with you, they will not even want to go for that. So I think empathy is one
True.
major. So you being able to, like, try to, before, even if you have to still tell them certain reality and the truth that they need to know and how to get out of it, the first thing is that try to feel their pain, something like that.
Thank you so much. Try to put yourself in their shoes. You have said it all. So another type of abuse is psychological. This one is very complicated because you will not ever see it. So when somebody is telling you that somebody that was sexually abused, you can do tests, medical tests to know. Physical, you can see scars. Neglect, you can see that this person is unkept and all that. Psychological, you cannot see it. This is a pattern where people manipulate you, intimidate you, and by doing that, cause you fear, confusion. There are some people you will be friends with. When they do you something, when you are trying to tell them, they will deny. You will not be looking like, shey I no know what happened to me. There are some people that is very manipulative. Some people can threaten somebody. They will threaten you, they will isolate you, they will gaslight you, they will monitor you. Like they will just be doing something to you. And sometimes when you are trying to say this person do this to me, your brain will also be telling you that but this person is nice. I was dreaming when this thing happened. Or like they will just make you look like a mad person. I just pray we don't see this kind of people. So there's another one, digital abuse. This is where people use phones. Some people used to hack people's phone, collect their nude and threaten them, harass them, control them. I remember when I was in the university, one of my friend was chatting with one guy. They were so in love and they were sending nude. And when she said she was not going to do the relationship again, the boy sent the nude to the group, our group chat, and it was not funny. It was not funny because at the end of the day, nobody was even concerned about the boy. Why did the boy send it? It was the girl. People started doing poster about it, and it was a whole lot. And there is also another girl that went to do porn, and she did porn. I think after 4 years, she came to our school. She was in 300 level, I was in 200 levels at that time. She was very intelligent, and she was our choir mistress in my fellowship. So I don't know what shall happen. The porn cast and people, in fact, church isolated her. They did this. They called her to school. Lecturers judged the case. It was not funny. Oh. The girl was having death threats. People were sending her their dicks. It was a whole lot of thing. And she have even moved on that she didn't even know that. I didn't even know how that thing came about. It was a whole lot because at some point she almost committed suicide. So why are we talking about this topic? It's because many cases of abuse start in dating, relationship, school, and family. It's because I want you to understand that the early signs help you as young people to protect yourself. It also help you to support friends who may be going through this by build healthy relationship, respectable relationship, and just being a shoulder for your friends. That is when somebody come to tell you that I'm going through this is not the time to quote Bible, or this is not the time to now say, so you are doing this thing, now what for you, and you'll be doing like saint. This is not the time. The person know that they have already fucked up. So this is not the time for you to now put them down. It's just for you to let them know that, oh, I'm here for you and I am a trusted person. And also it's not the time for you to now go and tell another of your friend. Please, as young women, we should try and change. Another sign of red flag: sudden withdrawal, where your friend that is so jovial start withdrawing from family. Some people, every time they are feeling, they feel like as if they are walking on eggshell. Some people have low self-esteem and self-doubt. Some people have bruises that they cannot explain. I remember when my stepmother started beating me. If I go to school, they're like, what happened to your face? I will say, I used my face to knock the door. There was no light. I was always saying like, because I dare not say she beat me, because she would tell me that if you tell anybody, I will kill you, stuff like that. So people have fears. Some people have anxiety around some people. You just see that somebody is just quiet. Sometimes some people that you think they are quiet, they are not really quiet just because they are going through some things. So abuse in relationship and workplace. Relationship is controlling behaviour, isolation. When you are dating a guy and he's saying that I don't like your friend, that your friend used to wear short short thing, that your friend, and they are like, you're always going to your friend house, you're always talking to your friend. Sometimes you say, oh, he's so cute, I like spending time with him. Sometimes those things are not cute. Like workplace where they bully you, they harass you. I used to work in a place where, when you know something and somebody talk to you, you now look as if you don't know anything. So my boss was always condemning my work, and I was like, some people be like, I have to build resilience. But as young people, we need to know our capacity. Can we do this? Can we live with this? Can we manage this? And if you cannot manage, please choose yourself. That's one thing we should learn to do, because that's one thing society did not teach us, how to choose ourselves. It's very important. So some people be like, why are you staying? Why are you staying? Sometimes I think for me, basically, I don't used to advise people that is in love. I don't used to advise people in love. I don't used to advise people that are married, because the one I did in university almost got me killed. So one of my friend was the boyfriend was dating a final year, and we were 100 level. And the boy forced, I don't know if he's forced, but they were having sex, but she said she was tired. The boy forced himself after smoking. So she came to tell us in the hostel, and we were just backing that, why are you dating him and all that. And we're like, leave him, oh, this boy will soon graduate and leave you. Hmm. That's how this girl listened to us for 2 days. Oh. The third day, we didn't know they are settled. She was on top of his chest and told him that that's how Moreni KG and Basira was advising me to leave you. And the boy came to our hostel. Hmm. That day, God, he would have beat the hell out of us. And he was threatening us. It was not funny. We went to his hostel to beg him, because he was in final year. We just came, we don't know our left from right. So sometimes, if you advise somebody in love, it can get you killed or gang rape or something. So why people stay silent can be shame, can be stigma, it can be financial dependence, where you don't have money, or your husband have money and you feel, oh, I've been using car, I cannot divorce and come and be entry bike. Or the fear of not being believed. When you tell somebody that this person raped me, they're like, they will not believe you. Like, you you what do you have, and stuff like that. So sometimes it's love. At the end of the day, you don't realize that somebody have abused you, but at the end of the day, you're liking that person, maybe a relative or something. It's mental issue. And if somebody is any of those situations, you need to speak to a trusted person or a professional to help them. So the solution is one, recognizing and naming the abuse. There are some people that is going through abuse. If you tell them, they will fight you, say it's not abuse. If a man loves you, he will beat you. If a man loves you, he will correct you. Some people will tell you that, they are my family now. I have to pay school fees, I have to pay house rent, I have to send my mother money even if I don't have, I have to sleep around to gather the money. It's my responsibility. So the first solution is for you to know that this is the abuse I'm going through, and this is what it is called. That's why sometimes I work with people that have experienced GBV. You don't force people to seek help. You let them choose to seek help. Because if somebody don't know that something is wrong, there's no amount of talk or preaching you will preach that will touch them. So let them know that they are going through this situation and they need help. So talk to trusted friend, mentor, support group. I won't even joke about this. I had one friend, and I think without her I would have gone crazy, because at some point I run mad. So because I knew I had both of us were going through challenges, right? We're trying to figure our life out. But when she have got it to her limit, she call me and cry. And I comfort her. And when I've gotten to my limit, I call her, I cry. So we are just pouring our trauma into each other. But it really gave me like clarity, also helped me, because there are just some time that you'll be going through something, and the only thing that can save you is just to talk. Just to talk, not somebody should advise you. Just talk, make person just say, okay, okay, oh, sorry. So right, so you need that kind of friend. You need to build a strong support system, sisterhood, somebody that is not judgmental. So another one is NGOs, working with therapy, working with psychologists, and just building awareness and advocacy among peers. So because of what I've gone through, the wrong decision I made going through that, what I'm trying to do now as a young woman is to create awareness and advocate for young girls currently going through what I went through. It might not be in the same thing, but similar. Because sometimes you feel that e no concern me, the person is not related to me. Just having somebody that a young girl now in your area, you can easily just call her that this thing you are doing is wrong. The way I'm seeing you with that brother, or just random advice, you might be saving somebody's life. So what healthy relationship look like? Healthy relationship, either family, work, boyfriend and girlfriend, marriage or whatever, or friendship, is you have to be filled with respect. You respect me, I respect you. Consent. I cannot just carry my phone and be pressing. You cannot just come and do anyhow you like. So consent, because I'm dating you does not mean is every day I want to have sex, or because I'm married to you. So consent, you have to know, this babe, can I do this? No, and rest like that. When you build those things, nobody can guilty trip you for standing on your level, even if he's your boyfriend. Babe, I want to buy hair. I don't have money. You don't have to now be saying, but you say you love me, or now start bringing quarrel so that he will now buy you the hair. So it's very good to have consent. Trust. You have to trust somebody you're in relationship with, either friendship or whatever. Open communication. I think this is one thing I'm still trying to do with my family, because they hurt me so bad that I want to carry them and sit down and do family meeting and tell them everything they have done to me that hurt me, that broke me. But I just feel that it's not necessary, because if I tell them, they will still change it and guilty trip me. So I'm just in that situation where I'm just like, everything shall go work out. Let me just be sorting myself. And because of that, I realized that I don't want to communicate with them. I don't want, if they call me, I don't want to pick, because anytime I pick their call, I still have those flashback. And as a Jesus baby, I'm still trying to be a good girl. I don't want to just tell them, because if I want to tell them, it's been years, but I feel cause them stuff like that. Equal power dynamic. You have to be able to, either relationship or friendship, you have to have equal power dynamic where you can state your own, I state my own. No one is above one. So if you feel that, oh, I want to get into a relationship that I want my husband to submit to me. I want two of us to be submitting to each other. It means that it's going to determine the type of boyfriend you are going to have. Not you want that type of relationship, but you are following somebody that will be controlling you, and you are just like, we change. To not change you. So what young adult need to know. So as a young person, we need to be self-aware. We need to be self-aware. Abuse is not only physical, it's not only emotional, but every abuse can equally damage somebody. So we need to be aware, like constantly putting someone down. We need to be aware that, oh, this is what this person did, and it is an abuse. And I like the fact, I used to tell people that I love the fact that then I didn't know what all this mentorship was. So like now when I moved to Abuja, I saw that they are doing a lot of mentorship, and I'm just like, oh, nice. I didn't have access to all these things till 2022 when I was rounding up my NYSC. So I knew that I wish I have this opportunity people are having. There's a lot of decisions I made then that I would have not made. So another one, self-worth and boundaries. So this one is a whole lot of another topic that we are going to go into after this. So abuse thrive when people feel unworthy or lack boundaries. Example, if your boss is asking you for you to do something that is outside your work, and you're just like, I want him to before I saw this job, it was so hard. So you be doing everything. The job I was doing before, I was the programs person. And before you know it, after 1 week, the man knew that I know how to do research. He added research. He didn't increase my pay. After that, it was like I should be doing social media manager. And it got overwhelm me. And one day I was like, sir, na it's program manager that I applied for. So I cannot be doing this. So sometimes you just have to stand for yourself. It's not like insulting or being aggressive, just being assertive and communicate and say no confidently. Like, I'm not raising my voice, but I'm just still smiling and telling you that this is not what we sign up for. Please, I cannot do it. And that is boundaries. Support system, you have to have somebody. You have to have somebody, even if it's a friend. I think during when I was going through those tough time, I had my best friend. We met his GSS 1 and we finished SS 3 together. So she was just that person that could relate to what I was relating to. So she was my safe space. So in fact, I was in university. I had a lot of, I don't want to even say friend, maybe acquaintance, but she was that person that I was close to, that I can tell anything and everything. So it's very good and important to create a peer support club or just somebody that you can share your worries and they'll be able to advise you on the right thing to do. So intervention and advocacy, speak out, help break the circle. Like I always tell people, if you don't want to, if you are not ready, if you know that you are not mentally ready, please don't speak out. Especially now that there's a lot of social media. Imagine just posting on WhatsApp status about this on Ochanya and you're just like, that's how I was abused too when I was growing up. And before you know it, village people have screenshot and post it on social media with your name. And before you know, they are dragging you. Or if you know that you're not ready for to speak out, please don't speak out in terms of posting it on social media. Like, but you can speak out to yourself saying that this is not my fault. Anything that is happening is not my fault. And please don't be afraid to start again. It's very important. Don't be afraid to start again. Life is too short. Life is already hard. So imagine being in a relationship or having family that don't make your life easy. It's just a whole lot. Another thing, the path to healing. So abuse causes trauma, but recovery is possible. So you can use therapy, you can use journal, you can have a support group that promotes your mental health and where you can seek help and see people that, oh, I'm not alone, that can hold your hand. So if you have any questions, please can you ask before I go to the next slide?
Hello, ladies. So, does anyone have a question? You can share it in the chat if you don't want to unmute and ask your question.
So can you see my screen? If there's no question, can we continue?
I don't think there's a question. I've not seen any in the chat.
Okay, but can you see my screen?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about setting boundaries, protecting yourself from harm. So I have a question. When someone say the word boundaries, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Does anybody want to answer? When you hear the word boundaries, what comes to your mind? Anyone? Can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible. We can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. So for me, when I hear setting boundaries, is like how would I put it now in a layman's word? Like just letting
Anyhow.
people know that this is something that I don't allow, and this is what I can take from you, and these are my non-negotiables, right? So that's it, setting boundaries so that I don't just allow everything, and then emotionally I'm just down. I'm just like a sponge that's soaking in everything. So you have to like, so that's setting boundaries.
Thank you so much. So, thank you for sharing that. Boundaries are the limits and rules we set for ourselves in relationship to protect our time, energy, emotions, and well being. They help us to know what we are comfortable with and teach others how to treat us. So, this is just the simple definition of boundaries. It means that this is the rule, this is the limit in this relationship or in this marriage, or this is the limit. This is the time I'm giving you. This is the emotional um energy I'm giving you. So that everybody will know their place. So because of time, let's just continue. So there are different type of boundaries. So I think for me personally, I had to learn the hard way because I had that mindset when people say, "Oh, families are families, families and families, you can't drive family," and it took me years to be able to set boundaries. I think the first time I tried to set boundaries was in 2025. 2015, I ran away from home. And hey, everybody was like, she don't run follow boy and all that. And they did a lot of family meeting. I was like, this is the problem. I told you people I had problem with you people. You people felt there was no need. What does she know? She's a small girl. But I ran away. You people were able to do family meeting that I run follow man. So, but at the end of the day, I came back and I set a boundary that, oh, I'm not going to stay with my grandmother again. I want to stay alone. I'll be coming every Saturday to wash her clothes. And if they pay me salary from where I will see job, this is what I'll be giving her monthly. Because prior to that, I was a 12 years old, paying house rent, feeding my grandma, buying her BP drugs, taking care of the home. And how do I get that fund? I have to hawk. I have to say, I don't know if people know Google and cigarettes. Yeah, I have to sell Google and cigarettes for conductors and drivers in Ibiwe. I don't know if anybody know Benin City. So in the afternoon after school, I will hawk yam, hawk drink. In the evening around 8, I'll bring my table and chair outside the junction and be selling drink. So it was a whole lot. So I was tired, I was drained, and I ran away from home. So that was the first boundary I made, that when I came back, I got a job. I was like, I'll be coming every Saturday. She's not staying with me again because I'm tired. I had elder uncle, take care of your mother. I'm a grandchild, so it's not my responsibility. Because they made me feel that she took care of you, so it's your duty to take care of her. So imagine a 12 years old paying house rent since she was 21. I just want you to imagine that kind of burden that was placed. Not that she doesn't have older children, she had. They will tell you that I have family now, my family is my priority. I'm just trying to give you an overview of how I was so firm with the boundary. So the first one was physical boundary. This is where I protect my space. I was like, I'm not going to stay with her again. We are not going to stay in the same house again. Because if we are staying in the same house, I have to pay house rent, pay electric bill, pay medical bills, um, pay my own school fees, take care of myself, take care of her. So I'm not staying. And oh, there was a whole lot of you are biting the hand that fed you. She took care of you from 1 month old to when you got to 12 years. Now it's your duty to take care of her. And you didn't. So in this case, you can say there are some people, I don't want to shake you is a problem. You want to hug them, they are not hugging you. You're angry, or you want to just come to the house. Some people will just go, I'm coming to your house. Why? How? From where to where? We are just Instagram friends. When that one starts, right? You should be able to let people know, like, if they don't want to. It's not, you're not ice cream that people must like. So another step I took was emotional boundaries, where I was able to protect my feeling and emotional energy. I realized that the best problem I had as a young girl was my family. They had one kind of big power over me. So I started trying my best to control that emotions. You imagine you are loving somebody, pour into the person, and the person is not pouring it to you. I always make you feel guilty. So I have to start unlearning that thing that you feel that, oh, I feel I'm a bad person because I'm not doing what they want me to do. So it's very important that we learn that our feelings are as people is supposed to respect it. Example is refusing to be yelled at. Don't shout at me, or saying I'm not comfortable discussing this topic right now. I know, let me just use a similar example where maybe you have a friend that always want to know personal things about you. How far dat guy na? How your boyfriend? How is they? Is he the one that bought you this? They want to know everything about your relationship. If you feel you're not comfortable to share that part, just say, I don't want to talk about that. No be fight. You're not a bad person. So even if they want to get angry, if they try it 3 times and they realize that you are firm in that same, I don't feel like discussing this with you, they will get the memo. Even if they don't know what is boundary, they will know that it seems this person is not like ready to talk about this particular thing with me. Another one is time management, protecting how you use your time. For example, saying I can't stay late, I need to rest, not overcommitting to event or favor where anybody ask you for help. Can you come and do this? Favor, can you do this? And you be like, yes, yes, yes. I was once like that. I want to please people. Even if I'm sick, I cannot say no. So it's very important to set boundary when it comes to your time. Digital boundary, protect your online presence and privacy, not sharing your password, limiting who can contact you. My people know me. If it's not because of patience, once it is 7:30, if you put me as your emergency contact, I will not pick your call. I will not pick your call. But I knew that I've already set this time and today for this session. That's why I'm still on call with you. From 7:30 is family time, and I wake up by 10 a.m. So you can reach out to me from 10:30 to 5:30. Once it is above that time, I will not call you. I will not pick your call. I can even be chatting, reading, watching videos on Instagram. Your message will be coming in. I will not reply because some people be like, but you are online, but you are posting status. Is it your is it your phone or your data? So it's very important for people to know that this person, once it is this time, this person does not do this thing, except on occasion that okay, I've committed that I'll be here by this time. So another one is material boundaries, protecting your possession. For instance, there are some people, me personally, I don't borrow money because if I tell you my my money that is outside, my money that is outside that till today I did not see. And those people are potpourri on WhatsApp status, right? Where you borrow somebody money, please borrow me. You just say, oh, because you are an empath or you understand that person, you borrow them. And before you know it, they will not do as if they forgot. I don't know if you have been in that situation, they will not be behaving as if they don't remember that you borrowed them. And when you now ask them, they will not be like, oh, I will get back to you. And this person will be flexing, they will be going to spa, they will be going to club, they will be buying hair, posting, they will not hide you. The audacity, they will not hide you from seeing their story, but you'll be seeing it and they will not pay you. So I've realized that I've lost a lot of friends by borrowing money. So even if your dog swallow needle, I cannot, even if it's my family, even if it's my husband. I know dey borrow, and I don't borrow. The only time I can do that is if I know that, oh, I have money, I can loan you. Maybe you want 100K and I have 20K to spare, I can dash you. But borrow, I realize that I think is some people have head though. There are some people that I've realized that all my life, if I borrow somebody money, they don't pay back. Like in this my existence, I've not borrowed somebody money that they paid back. So I just realized that maybe it's not in my destiny to be borrowing money. So what's one small boundary you think you should learn to set? Anybody want to share? What's one small boundary do you think that I think I want to start setting? Can I just unmute and share? Can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible. We can hear you.
So
Okay,
if
I
you
think
okay,
let me go.
okay.
For me, I don't know. When you're just talking, I was just smiling because especially being the first daughter, it could be being the first child in a Nigerian home, it could be very overwhelming. Like you
True.
become a parent at a very young age to children you did
Absolutely.
not expect. Yeah, so for me, I think what I want to learn to do and what I've been trying to do is not feeling bad when I say no. So before
Ah,
I
okay.
used to, yes, when I say no, I will now be explaining, and then at a time I'll
Mm.
be feeling bad. I want to call the person and say, okay, let me just compromise. So I'm trying not to feel bad and like choose myself. So most times when somebody say, oh, do this, I'm like, okay, blessing, choose yourself first, and it's not selfish to actually love yourself and before you love others. After all, God said, love your neighbor as yourself. So you have to learn to love yourself before you love someone else and all that. So yes, trying to say no and not explain why and just rest when I need to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think it comes with being the first daughter, right? It comes with so much responsibility where you don't have the money, oh, you will even go and borrow. And you know the funny thing about this? The thing is that those people you are killing yourself for, hell, they don't send you. Like the funny thing, if you say no, they will find solution to that problem. So and at the end of the day, you realize that if you are in that shoes gangan, nobody will even send you. So that's what I realized. I realized that the people that I want, me, I know that stranger cannot break my heart. The people that break my heart is my family, right? So the highest stranger would do to me, if they say bad words to me, I'll go into my room and cry. But I will not show it in your presence. But I realized that my family had a very strong hold on me, and I need to band and cast it. So in this world, as a first child or as a girl child, they will guilty trip you, but just know that this is what I want to be doing every month. If it's 20,000, you know that you are capable to collect from your salary and give to your family. Let them know. Don't even tell them your salary, because if you tell them your salary, they'll be expecting more, right? So just say it's 20,000. So even anything happen within that time, you go wait the month end deal. And you should not feel pity for yourself, because if you're not even there, they will live, they will survive. So why boundary matters? So number one, if someone pressure you for physical intimacy, for instance, physical boundaries help you to say no firmly. Where your partner wants to have sex and you're like, I'm not interested today. They should know that you're not interested. I'm a married woman. If there's a way my husband would touch me at night, the way I would do my body, don't know that this person not send me. Oh. I don't even need to say it. And there's a way I will touch him too. The way we do, I'll know that no need to just force yourself. Not the one they will not say, just lie down. You don't need to do anything, I'll do all the work. So people will tell you that just like that, so that they will not go outside. If they lie, they go outside. Do you understand? So you should your family, your friends, or even your relationship to know that you don't need to. There are just some things you should not even say. They understand that the way she don't do face is a no-go area, right? If a boss demand personal favor beyond work, time and emotional boundary keep you safe. When you're able to tell them that me, I'm going in, especially this work. This work is another one, because you'll be scared that I don't want to lose my job and all that. And another one, if friend mock or belittle you, emotional boundaries teaches respect. I can't lie you. I can't even remember the last time somebody insulted me, like outside and insulted me, right? Like randomly somebody just insult me. From where to where? When you're not moving mad, right? But I realized that if I talk to my family like this, they will just say one word, and everything you have tried to achieve for over years, they will just say it as if it's nothing. And I realized that anytime I speak to them, I used to feel like like shit. So what did I do? I stopped talking to them. So there's no amount of preaching you're going to tell me. I've not spoken to most of my family for 8 years now, some for 4 years. And there's no preaching you're going to tell me. Let me know where I wear the shoe, let me know where the pain. So if the thing is very important, they can send me a voice note or call or message. Anytime I feel that today I'm emotionally strong, that's when I will open the message. If it's 1 year, that's when I will open it, because I choose myself. And they even know that Morenike not be the Morenike we know when you understand. So let them know that this person And every day I'm always praying that God, let me not have problem that will need my family support. God they go tell me say show all the big girls the big girl this thing you don dey do all this year. So that's my prayer every morning. God, let me not be in a situation where I will need their help, because I am 100% sure they will not help me. If a partner check your phone without permission, digital boundary protects your privacy. So it's very important that you set boundary in everything, like you set boundaries in everything. So I'm not in the school of thought that your partner is not supposed to touch your phone. But funny enough, my husband's face open my phone, my fingerprint open his phone. I can't even remember randomly, except I want to steal money or steal data. That's when I carry his phone to transfer. Aside that, I don't just think I will carry the phone and just start checking, right? So but if you feel that you are telling somebody, you are dating somebody and they are saying, don't touch my phone. For me personally, I feel it's a red flag, but it's also boundary that why would you touch my phone? So and the person is okay. So I just want to say that when we talk about boundaries, some people will be like, do me this, do me that, but you'll be doing okay, let me make an example to better understand. So people will be like, I don't like you insulting me. I don't like you talking to me anyhow. But you'll be talking to somebody anyhow. So if you are setting boundaries for anything that is relating to you, you have to also respect that same boundary for people. For instance, you are saying somebody should not touch your phone, but you can touch people phone. It's not making sense. So any boundary you are setting for people, you have to also respect it, right? If you say, oh, I don't want to hug somebody, it's not you that will now see somebody and not be rushing to hug them. So most time, me, I love hug. So most times, if I want to hug somebody, depend on the friendship though. There are some people I just open my hand and they come. And there are some people I will say, can I hug you? And if they say yes, I will hug them. So it all depends on the level of relationship. So boundaries are not selfish. They are an act of self-protection and self-respect. Setting clear boundary help you to avoid abusive situation and build healthier, more respectful relationship. So it's very important to set boundary, no matter how little it is. It's very important, especially as a girl, when family will be saying, when you wan marry, when you dey bring man, when you dey do this, when you dey do that, when you dey do that, when you dey do that. So it's very important. They used to tell me that before I got married, and one day I told my aunty that not try am again. And the way I told her she sef fear, like she went to report to her husband, but I told her that don't ever ask me when I dey marry. Don't try it. Do you understand? So because sometimes there are some things you might not be worrying about, like you might literally not be thinking about it. And when people constantly ask you, subconsciously you start thinking I'm either inadequate or I'm not God's favorite and all that. So I used to warn people when they ask me some questions like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? And yeah, that's it. Any question before we continue? Do you have
Yes, so
any?
there's a question in the chat.
Okay, please. With you.
All right, so the question here is, she says, how can I help a friend to see and understand that the way they are living, for example, trying to please people and
Mm,
keeping them around, is as a
mm.
result of abuse, and how to help that friend overcome it?
So, like I said, you cannot help somebody that don't know there's a problem. If you want to help me now, if I don't know that I have issue, what help do you want to? So the highest you can do is just be telling her that you know this thing is abnormal, right? You know you're not supposed to do this. So just be putting your own talk, but not judgmental, right? But not judgmental. For example, let me try and okay. For example, when my neighbors they will be using drug, I'll just be telling them, it's not good to use this. But when I saw shege, they were giving me where together. So sometimes you can just feel that I can never do this thing. And I always say never. There are some things you say you can never do this. This person is seeking for love. Me, I can never. We should just be praying that we should not be in that state that nothing makes sense. Even church, God, like nothing will just make sense. Like you will not be able to think straight. So your what I will advise is just be pointing it out. For example, maybe you have a friend that is with a boy that used to beat her. The highest you tell her, You know this thing is not normal sha. What about if he slap you one day you die? What about the but just be putting sowing those seed into her. One day those seed will germinate and the person will sit down one day and think about their life and be like, wetin blessing dey talk all this why. I think she's making sense. I don't know if I answered your question. Can you hear me? Should I continue? I don't even know if it's my network. Can somebody just respond so that I will know that I'm not talking to myself?
Yes, I can
Ma,
hear
I
you.
can hear you loud and clear. Yes,
All right,
thank you, ma.
thank you. All right. Okay, now we're going to talk about the healing journey, restoring mind, body, and spirits. So, introduction. The healing journey is the process of recovering from pain, trauma, or abuse and rebuilding a sense of safety, strength, and hope. It involves the mind, our mental health, and thought pattern, the body, our physical well-being, and the spirit, inner peace, our purpose, and resilience. Healing is not linear. It takes time, support, and self-compassion. Like I always say, sometimes people will offend us, we'll forgive them. Your boyfriend will offend you, you will forgive them. Your parents will offend you, you will forgive them. But you will offend yourself, you will not be able to forgive yourself. Example, maybe you don't want to have sex with this guy, you went to his house and something lead to another thing and you end up having sex, you will not be beating yourself. You will not be thinking, the every minute you'll be thinking about it. You just be thinking that, oh, I'm worthless, so I'm doing this, so or another example, you mistakenly did had sex and got pregnant and you feel you want to remove it and you remove it, and maybe something is not working out in your life. You'll now be saying, abi it's because of that abortion or is it because of that thing? And the way we show people mercy, we do not show ourselves mercy. You will date a guy will break your heart. You will date another guy, he will break your heart. You date another guy, will break your heart. You'll be giving love a chance, but you will not give your own personal love, your self-love a chance. And we'll just keep judging ourselves. So when we talk about healing, it means it involve the mind, your mental health and the thought pattern. I used to think that nobody will marry me Hey, I remember when I was abused by my uncle and I told my auntie was like, nobody will marry you this is abomination and you have PCOS, you are not menstruating so you don't even know if you will give birth. Don't marry What I will advise you now, my church member, I will look for any man that have children before and you will just marry. And the thing is that I don't even know where I had that audacity. I just knew that me, I'm going to marry young person and the person will love me. So I was so intentional that since I have one kind of funny family, any family I was going to get married into, they must love me. I know they do, I'm marrying the boy, I don't care if the mother did not love me. I was not doing that thing. I was big of the family must like me. I no dey pre ten d, not that because first time I went to see them I will not claim. I was just that I go be organic because at some point I didn't even know if I was a good person because I realized that I was acting drama all through my life. Since I have sense, I was acting drama. Holiday, I will go to my aunty's place, do house girl so that they will give me used clothes or pay my school fees. I'll go to my uncle's place, do house girl. Even if I'm tired, I cannot say I'm tired. Even if I'm having menstrual cramp, I cannot say I'm having menstrual cramp. I will be doing work. And people be like, Morenike J is so hardworking. And I didn't even know if I like work. It was when I entered school, I was staying alone. That is when I realized that I was very lazy. So I realized that I was actually not a nice person. It was in university I started knowing myself. I realized that all my life I've been living it so that my family will accept me, so that people will like me, so that people will dash me clothes, so that they will pay my school fees, so that they will make me their friends. and it messed up my life, right, at some point. So it is very important that when we talk about the body, our physical well-being, there are a lot of things to do that you feel that, oh, I don't overcome this thing. And you realize that you get to another stage in your life. I remember when I started my therapy in 2021, and I was like, okay, I think I'm okay now. I know they get sleepless nights again. I have stopped drinking, I've stopped smoking, I've stopped using drug. Okay, I'm good, I'm good. And I enter relationship, I realized that I was toxic. Before boy talk one, my mind don tell me say this boy want to attack you. Attack him. And before you know, I've said something that says I've just said something. And I realized that I was so defensive. Hey, before you say anything, my brain, it affected my brain was always calculating. When you are telling me something, my mind is telling me that this person want to attack you. Get ready. So before you talk one, I don't talk 100. And I went for therapy again. I felt, oh, I was normal. Then I got married and I realized that, the more I went in life, the more I realized that I needed help. So I want to just say that trauma is not one day. You cannot just go for therapy for 1 month and you feel it's okay. It all depends. So sometimes you get to the stage you get to, it's unveil. So it's very important to be self-aware, to be able to know that, I think I need help. I think I need help. And it's okay if you need help. And it's like basically just okay, right? It's not weakness. So because of time, let me ask a question. What does healing mean to you in one word? I want 3 people to answer. In one word, what does healing mean to you? You can put it on the chat box or you can unmute. Anybody want to share?
For forgiveness for me.
Okay, forgiveness. Any other person?
Okay, so someone wrote in the chat that healing means wholeness to me.
Okay,
He
thank
said
you.
feeling better. The other person says feeling better.
All right, thank you. Okay, because of the response, let me ask this question. What's when you are stressed or obsessed, what's one thing that help you feel better? Anybody want to share? You can put it on the chat box, you can unmute your mic. What's one thing that help you feel better when you are stressed or upset?
Mine is very funny. Eating.
Please share. I want to laugh, please.
Eating, going to like taking myself out, ordering like my favorite, maybe something I saw online that I love to eat and just
Yeah,
get
you
it.
are a foodie. Any
And
other
yeah,
person?
Okay, so someone says, someone shared in the chat, she said music and sleep.
Wow,
Someone
that's nice.
says taking out time to rest. Okay. So we have a lot
Okay.
of people saying rest, rest, and talk. Someone else says talking.
Okay, let me
Just
share my own. Okay, let me share my own. For me, when I'm stressed or upset, I cannot sleep. I automatically have insomnia. So if I'm stressed like this, till daybreak, I cannot sleep. And the bad thing about that is that I cannot sleep, I cannot listen to music, I cannot watch film. So what I do sometimes, I love Indian movies. So when I'm stressed and upset, even if I'm not going to understand it, I'll just be watching Indian movies because I'm so stressed that I cannot even read the subtitle. So I'll just watch it and it calm me down. So other time I can just put earphone and just be listening to loud music. That helped too. So I'm still trying to change that thing because if I'm stressed, to sleep na problem. I can never rest, I cannot sleep. So thank you everyone for sharing. So coping mechanism are the strategy people use to manage stress, pain or difficult emotion. They help people restore balance and promote healing. So I love the fact that everybody know their coping mechanism. It means that we are self-aware. So do you believe healing is something we do alone or with others or both? Anybody want to share? You can put it on the chat box or you can mute your mic and answer. Do you think healing is something we do alone or with others or both?
Okay, I think it depends on the situation, and I think it's most times it's both way, both side. But the first thing that you need to do now is the self awareness. You knowing that you actually need healing. So
Mm,
regardless of whatever it is that happened to you, you first need to know that you need healing. Because
mm,
for me, I think one of the reasons why we struggle to take some people out of certain abuse is because they don't even know that this is abuse. That
yeah.
awareness first is like a major thing to healing. So now you know that something is wrong or something has happened. Now you know you
Yeah.
need to do something about it, and gradually, whatever it is, the step you are taking gradually before it even lead you to the people to talk to, the people to confide in,
Mm.
gradually is leading to healing, and with time, get better.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. I love that idea, self-awareness. Even though now I talk about my story, I don't shed tears. I don't feel pity for myself. Before, if I share my story, I would just be my nose because I'll be crying seriously. And sometimes even if I don't cry, I will get home, I won't be able to sleep. I will have nightmare. But later I just feel normal, like normal when I share my story. And I have, should I say I join or I have? Okay, let me just say I joined a support group of people that have experienced GBV. And we meet once a month and we do sometimes physical meeting or but we do majority of online meeting. And I met different people, people that was raped that contacted HIV, people that was gang rape, 10 person raping a girl, and she got pregnant and she tried to remove the pregnancy and it did not remove. People that thought they were in relationship, boys thought they were in relationship, was having sex with the girl. They didn't know the girl was had multiple sex partner and they got HIV, like different things. People that started using drug and now they want to just die. So I felt at some point I felt, oh, I was healed. But I realized that the more we did support group together, I started finding some things that I didn't know I had. Like, you know, that you have healed or you don't cry. Oh. But when you hear some people's story, you're just like, "Ah, I thank God. It's not that their own is bad. It's not that your own is worse. It's just that God, thank you for where I am currently. Like I was broken, but here I am, being able to like just share my experience to motivate others, right? So it can be alone, it can be with others, it can be both. But for me personally, I think I have done it alone. I've done it with others, and currently I'm doing it with a group of people, and it's just that group of people is just giving me another vibe of finding myself and just being more grateful. So coping mechanism for the mind. Mental strategy that help manage thought, emotions, and mental health during stressful time. It's very important to know what you can do when your mind is going A, B, C, Z, right? For me, I'm very bad with writing with book and pen and paper. I always write with my phone notes. I don't know why. I have a lot of journals, but I don't use it. I don't know how to write with pen. So I knew that, oh, I used to write my thoughts anyway I'm feeling is on my phone. That's why my phone, I don't just give people my phone because that my notepad carry many stories, right? So I journal and I use words of affirmation, positive self-talk, mindfulness. So it's just for you to know the things you do. And I also have a very cute brother that I'm staying with that is using his words of affirmation to even encourage me because I won't even lie you, based on everything that I've achieved, sometimes I just feel that I'm still under, like, you know, that feeling that you're feeling, I'm supposed to be here, but I'm not there. So I think the way our mind work is so funny. Years ago, if somebody told me that I would be in this position, I will deny. I will not believe. Like seriously, even if it's pastor that do that vision, I will not believe. Now I'm here. I'm now having a logical kuro. I'm not even trying to enjoy this process. I'm looking for. Do you understand? So I think it's very good to journal where you are like, look at where you are coming from and where you are currently and just like, God, thank you. So because I'm always using words of affirmation, I've been able to be more grateful, just grateful, like grateful. I want to go far more than where I am, but 5 years, 10 years, 15 years pass, I never imagine I'll be here, right? So that's what I do. So it's very important to know how to cope with your mind. So another one is your body. Physical practices that relieve stress and improve well-being through the body. So I exercise once in a market day. I dance, maybe when I'm walking in the house, I dance. I sleep. Just that my own sleep is that if I sleep in the afternoon, I find it difficult to sleep at night. So I eat, I relax, I gossip, I look for trouble, and yeah. So that's how I cope with my mind, my body. So another one, your spirit. Practice that give inner peace, hope, meaning, and connection to something greater than oneself. I pray, I meditate. Like I said, I'm very grateful. I'm always grateful. I volunteer, even if I have my own organization, I volunteer. I connect with nature. I create expression, either with music or just whatever. But like I said, when it comes to that, my spirit, gone, gone. The one that have been helping me is just being grateful, just being grateful, just being grateful. And the fact that I go to community, I speak to girls and they are happy, it just give me gratitude because when I was growing up, I didn't have that opportunity. So even when I started my organization, I felt I was underqualified. I could not do phonetics. I was not all those bougie. But when I started, I realized that just giving girls access to what I didn't have, it just give me joy, right? Just give me joy and peace. So that's why I love to volunteer. So I pray too, I meditate. So it's just for you as an individual to know which one work for me and just stick to it. So another question, what's one small thing that you have done that made you feel stronger after a tough time? Does anybody want to share? What's that one thing you have done that made you feel stronger after a tough time? Anyone?
Okay, so I think I'll go. So for me,
Okay.
I'll say I cried. I cried. This one was actually loss of someone very dear to me.
Okay.
I was all on my own. I locked up, zipped up. I was not talking to just only few persons who really knew my family
Mm,
and knew me that closely, knew that happened. So I
okay.
thought I was fine with it, right? I thought I was strong. I was fine with it. I did not. I cried, right? I cried massively, but I think I didn't accept it until it was. This happened not too long this year. Until recently, I think like a month or 2 months ago. That was when I openly, for the first time, I openly
Mm,
even shared about it on social media, and I cried that night. I cried like my eyes. I woke up the next morning swollen, and I noticed that from that moment I felt better. Now I can even pick the picture, look at it. Sometimes I just some videos, watch, laugh. I see me laugh, right?
yeah.
Over that same thing that made me cry. So for me, I think it was when I accepted that, okay, this is the reality. I just have to open up. I just have to admit this happened, and then cried so much. And I felt better.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. Any other person? Okay. If there is none,
So I
so
think
now,
we have someone here in the chat.
okay. Can you read for me, please?
She says, pray and cry in worship. So that's what she did that made her feel better. Prayed and
Me,
cried in worship.
if I listen to worship, I used to listen to Yoruba. I don't know Jack. I don't know what they are saying, but I just find myself crying and just when you cry, 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 you sleep off. Thank you for sharing. So support system. So it's very important that as an individual, we cannot do life in silos. We cannot do it alone. So it's very important to have support system. Have a friend. I always used to tell people I don't joke with female friendship. Like in fact, when I was in the university, I went to an all girls secondary school. So when I was in university, I went to a mixed school. I think that was the only time I went to a mixed school, boy and girl. And I don't want to say I was attracted, like boys were attracted to me, like friendship, in friendship type. So in university, I have friend that would pay my transport, that would feed me, that would buy me food stuff and all that. Boys. But I was so desperate to have female friendship, even though the one I had show me pepper. But I just had that trust that I really wanted my girl, like girl thing. And I was so into trying to. And funny enough, I didn't get it in university. I got it when I was in my, is it adulthood they call it. So I got it, and I'm so grateful to all my girls because I'm able to trust them. I'm able to like share with them. I'm just able to sometimes just, when you just cry for somebody chest, let me just cry. Don't ask me what's going on, right? Let me just cry. I think I that support system is very important to me. And I like the fact that my support system, they don't force me to share. Sometimes I can just call you and we'll just be talking about the past, secondary school or primary school or whatever. And they don't force to now say what's happening and you don't want to talk. So I just feel as an adult, we should know that there are some people that just want to share, they don't need advice. They just want to share, they just want to cry. And like my phone, I always have opportunity to hear people's story. People I don't know, people right from secondary school, people really trust me with their story. So I always write a quote that don't when somebody need hug, don't start giving advice. There are some people when you just tell them something, the next day they don't quote Bible, they don't give you Bible pass. Is that good? Is good, but read the room, right? Read the room. So professional help, I won't lie, therapy helped me, therapy saved me. Ah, I think I was telling patient days ago that if you know me 6 years ago, you'd have definitely, we cannot be friends. Therapy saved me because I was addict. So therapy saved me, counseling saved me. So if you think that this situation I'm currently going through, I think is professional, please seek help. Community support like NGO, safe space, faith based, peer support club. If you feel that, I know we don't really have it in Nigeria, like it's not like outside Nigeria, but you may never know. When we started this support group that I told you about before, people did not know that there was something like that. Right? People were like, oh, there was something like that. We're like, your secret is safe with us and all that. Nobody know anybody. Everybody just, and the day we did physical meeting, everybody was just sharing. And it was like, people cried because we're like, so I thought I was the only one going through this. So people are going through this. And you just feel seen, feel heard, and feel valued. So digital support, helpline, online community, mental health app. Thank God for social media. There are some people you follow and your mindset will shift. There are some people you follow and there's also mama dragging that they drag. And there are just some people you follow that your faith will be boosted. There are some people you follow, you just be hungry to learn more, to be an expert in any field you are doing. So it's very important to follow the right person. So my take home, before my take home, I want to ask a question, please. I want everybody on this call to answer. What do love mean to you? I was supposed to ask that question, but because of time, I did not. What does love mean to you? Do you want to share? You can write it on the chat box, or you can unmute your mic and answer. What does love mean to you as a girl child in on this call? Does anybody want to share?
Let me go first. For me, I
Okay.
feel like love is love is God, like everything that God entails. Like it's kind, it's patient, it does
Mm.
not count wrong and all that. So yes, that's what I feel love means to me.
Okay, we know that when I'm talking about love, yeah, I know that God factor is the best. I'm just asking when people talk about, majority of what we have been talking about is family, is friends, is yeah. So in that context, what does love mean to you? Yeah, oh, you answered it. That means love should be patient, right?
Yes, you should be kind. You should not count wrong when they forgive and all that.
Okay, thank you so much. Any other person?
Yeah, so for me, love is support. For me, that's what love is, support. Just be there. Just let me know that you're there by what you do, what you say. Just be there, support.
Support. Thank you so much. Any other person? Support. Should I call name? Louis, do you want to go?
Please let me just say this quickly. If you're
Okay.
still on the call and you're yet to fill your attendance, kindly do so. The link has been shared in the chat. Thank you.
You're welcome. So any other person want to share? Linda, Grace, Louis, Precious. What does love mean to you?
Okay, I think for me, it's not been taken for granted. Because I say yes to a thing does not mean I do not have other things that I need to do. Not being taken for granted is like I do something and you appreciate what I do, and then you recognize that this thing is valuable and something like that. So not being taken for granted is, I see that as pure love.
Thank you so much. Louis, do you want to go next? So because okay. So I think for people that have not answered, I think you should just do like a self-reflection. Just ask yourself, what does love mean to me? And just ask yourself, this write it down. Okay, this is what love means to me. Am I walking in that direction? I think as for me personally, what love meant for me was just being myself around somebody, not trying to have a script, have a certain way, just be myself, just being accepted, like right, that was what love meant to me. So everything I did after identifying that was deliberate, was deliberate. The friends I had was deliberate, the relationship I entered was deliberate, the family I married was deliberate, everything, the family friend I made were deliberate, right? So I think we should ask ourselves what love means to us. So that you cannot say love me to be seen and you're in a relationship that you will message the boy, we answer after 4 days. So we realize that that means you don't want to be seen. Or some people be like, I feel love means to be accepted, and you're in a relationship where the sister does not like you, the father does not like you, the mother does not like you, and you're like, I'm marrying the boy, it's not the family I'm marrying. So you need to be able to know what it means to you and be able to redirect your life and your choices to that direction. So the key takeaway is healing is not weakness, it is a journey. It is a journey of strength. Everyone heal differently. There is no one size fits all. So because somebody went to therapy 1 week, it's they heal doesn't mean that you that have been going for 2 years, right? Like I said, I'm still healing. Every stage, I realize that there are some baba character that is responsive or baba behavior that I know that for the life I'm seeing myself, this character is dirty, so I need to change from it. So coping mechanism can be learned and practiced. Like I said, it can be learned and practiced. So it's very important that a lot of things I do now, I learned it. So when people are saying that, thank God they train me, I love the way my parents train me, I train myself. So there are some things I train myself. There are some things I did that I felt that my conscience would tell me that this thing don't make sense. And I will like, okay, I try to do it better, right? So it's not everybody that have the opportunity to have parents, mothers, siblings that train them. So give grace to people, right? If they are willingly are ready to learn. So there's a coping mechanism, you can learn it, right? So it's very important to build a strong support system. It is essential for a long-term recovery. You have to have a support system. You have to have your girls. You have to have either siblings that support you, or you have to have friends that you can count on. So thank you so much for listening to me, and thank you, Patient, for having me here. So please, this is the time. If you have any question, I'm open for to answer. Thank you so much.
Whoa. Kindly share your appreciation in the chat. So I'm sincerely overwhelmed because I've gotten so much value from today's session. And I can't even believe that the session took this long because I didn't even feel it. If you know it's the same experience from your end, let's celebrate our mentor for today. Let's appreciate her. And then for those who have questions, this is the time to do. Oh, thank you so much for pouring out, for giving your
Thank you.
blessing. It's amazing. I don't want to use the word that I've been blessed, but I've been blessed. Thank you so much. Okay, so before we get those who want to ask questions, so you can chat, you can type your questions in the chat, or you can just raise a hand or mute yourself and you share your question. So I have one question here in the chat while we wait for others. How can you set boundaries and not cross the line of shutting people out of your life completely?
If they need to be short, short oh. So if they need to be short, short. I think personally you should ask yourself, this person that want to set boundaries for, what are they doing and how does what they do affect my mental health, right? So I have people that they hurt me, but I can still manage them. But I knew that there are some people I should stop talking to, right? Like stop talking to. Like I said before, I did not speak to my family for 8 years. Like I did not because I knew that anytime I talk to them, I have trigger. I feel that I'm useless, I'm worthless, I will not amount to anything. So well, I shut everybody off, right? So I think it depends on the angle. If you feel that I can still manage these people, I'll just distance, just give them grace. But if you feel that these people have their words have deep power and they make me feel less of myself, if it's short, as I am now, nobody I cannot shut off. So right, so I think you should ask yourself, these people in my life now, what impact are they doing? So if I stop talking to them, what will happen to me? So you should be able to decide. I think it's just personal stuff. You know yourself, you know your capacity, you know what they are doing, you know what their action make you feel. So you should choose yourself. I'm always advocating choose yourself. Sometimes be selfish, like be selfish. Did I answer your question?
All right. I want to believe you answered that question. I don't see any other question. Who has a question to ask? Kindly do so. Or are we full?
There's a question on the
Okay, I
chat.
think I see a question in the chat now. This question says, I've had some traumatic experiences. I went through healing, saw a therapist, but I still experience PTSD. How do I heal? So should
Okay.
I take the second question or you answer this
No,
one before?
let me just answer one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. And I'm so sorry you went through that. And like I said, healing is not one time thing. Sometimes it take years. So what I want you to do is that if you feel that you still have PTSD and you think that you still need to talk to somebody about it, please do, right? And if you think you need a support system like group or something, please be there because sometimes you think that this PTSD is just because you have not forgotten. You cannot forget. Don't get me wrong. Like you have not forgotten, like just try to move on because the person that did it or whatever happened, majority if it's people related, they have moved on. So I think you should just keep using words of affirmation and just know that you are not alone. There's a lot of people going through what you are going through. So if you think you need to cry, cry. But at the end of the day, just know that you are not alone. Everything will work out fine. So if you need a shoulder to cry on, just look for somebody you trust. Auntie Patient is here. Cry on her. She will comfort you. I don't know if I answered your question. Okay, the next question.
Okay, thank you so much for that response. I want to believe if she answered your question, kindly just let us know with your emoji so we know that you are good. Or if you want to like elaborate more, also let us know. Then we have another question here. It says, my question is not really related to this topic, but I want to know how can I make genuine friends? I have many acquaintances and some few people who call me their friend, but I don't really feel the same way. Please, is it normal? And if not, how can I know? How can I work on it? Is the question.
Okay, I think first, before you make, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, I think first, before you make genuine friend, you have to be a good friend. I don't know if I'm making sense. Before you get a good friend, you have to be a good person yourself, right? You don't I don't want to say you don't attract, how do they speak that motivational quote? You attract who you are, right? I always wanted to have good friends, but I realized that I had trust issue. I'm not a trust person, and I don't I my best friend was my friend for 8 years, and she told me about her abuse. She told me about her mother got blind, how they gave birth to her, everything. And I was just comforting her, and she didn't know that I was going through worst. It was our 9 year relationship that I told her about what I was going through, and she was crying. She was like, "So you are going through that and you dey comfort me." And it was a crazy experience. You get? So sometimes you have to just be a good person and be open, be open to meeting good people. Some people can just see somebody and just assume. Like when I met patients, it's just because me, I genuinely want genuine friend. Imagine meeting her and I'm like, her own is too much. She's always doing this, she's always doing that. Like just give people grace and be open, be a good friend yourself. And like I said, be open when you make friends. Just be authentic, be real, and let the person know that, oh, I want to be your friend. I have people that I wrote a letter to. I want to be your friend. I admire you. I like how you do. I want to be your friend, right? Why some we just connected and vibe. So just be open and don't overthink it. Oh, there are some people that overthink. Don't just overthink it. Just do you. Everything will work out. So I'm seeing another question. Patient, do you want to read or I should read it?
Another question. This session, we are not going to end today. All right. This is amazing. The question says, talking about trust issues, Ma, please, do you have any suggestions on how one can overcome it?
Thank you so much. As somebody that had trust issue, because I always felt that my family that is supposed to love me does not love me. Shey na man go come love me or na friend when I just meet for school go come love me. So it gave me a lot of shey people say family is your first love. And there was one time this thing was rampant, like you are not love at home. That thing was raining on social media that you are not love at home. And I was so ashamed to agree that I was not love at home. So one thing that helped me with my trust issue is that, like I said, I knew what love meant to me. So even when I was having a lot of suitors, a lot of boyfriend that was really interested, that was buying me things, that had money, that had car, that was taking care of me, I knew the kind of man I wanted. I knew that I wanted somebody that I can be vulnerable to. I knew that I wanted somebody that will carry and sit down and tell the person about what I have went through. I no wan waka for heck share, abeg. Do you understand? So I was ready to tell anybody that, oh, I like you. Oh, I have PCOS. Oh, I used to bleed for 3 months straight. Can you date somebody? Can you buy pads? Can you wash stained bed? I know that my friend, it didn't make sense with some of my friends. Like, why are you? I was like, I want them to know I'm not the drive the unserious one. So it took time, right? It took time. When I married my husband, I had loads my stress issue was nothing to write home about. When he's saying I love you, I care about you, he was doing everything. And I was just like, ah, 1 year in marriage, you never fight. We suppose fight now. You know those advice they tell you that the first year is very difficult. Now scam. It's a lie. That the first year you must fight. Do you understand? So what I did was that I was able to share my fear that babe, I love when he tell me he love me, I know they believe. I just like this one never see my dirty character. Do you get? So I feel one thing that helped me was I was vulnerable. Like anything in my mind, I can say it without feeling that without feeling somehow. And it was mature to like just like you understand? So I think that trust issue it takes time. But now, I don't even need him to tell me I love you because I know I can see it in his eyes like fire. Do you understand? So I think just give yourself grace and be with somebody that is ready, that listen and that do things that don't make you doubt. Imagine I'm telling you that I have trust issue and I'm seeing you secretly chatting with a girl or secret, you understand? So the person be able to share your fears. I know people will say it's not good to be vulnerable, it will use and laugh you. Like somebody that you relationship that you naked and sleep with or friends that you call your best friend and you cannot tell your best friend your fear. In this life, people will hurt you, but enjoy the process because you might just be scared that this person will betray me. At the end of the day, they will not betray you, right? So I have friends of 15 years, I have friends of 20 years. So imagine I'm not able to tell them that this thing was happening, but I was ashamed to tell you and we laugh over it, right? I feel when you get have a safe space, you'll be able to just trust people. So it takes time. It's not like one day that will just happen fast, fast. So just give yourself grace.
Okay, thank you so much. So I see that this question is generating another question. That means there's something you've not hit the nail on the head. Let me read out what she wrote here. She says, I have those who really want to be my friends because I'm a good person, but I'm
Yeah.
not just feeling the same way. I just
Mm.
want to be on my own and just make them my acquaintances and not friends. Aside from being vulnerable and open, what else can you advise me to do? So I don't
One
know
thing
if
I
you
will
still want to say
okay,
something
one
on
thing I
this.
will advise you to do, just be yourself. If you feel that you don't want to, you're not in the right space to make friends, don't be. Let me just share one bad character I had when I was in school. I was the class prefect. I had 2.8 GP in 100 level. From there, I started having 5.0 till I graduated. So my lecturers were using me as example that have from 2.8, 5.0 or through. Because I knew that for me to continue going to school, I have to make either first class or 2-1. So I was very desperate to keep reading. And people wanted to be my friend. And I realized that if I'm outside, I will talk to you, but once I reach my house, people will be knocking. I will now silence my phone. I will now slow and because I know that there is a hole in my door that if you look, you will see me on the bed. I will not go and stay side of the window door. So you not see me. That's how much I hated to be around people. That's how much I hated to be around people. If I'm outside, we will laugh. But once I don't come, not come my house. No, come, not call me. It was that bad. So just give yourself grace. If you feel that you don't want to make friend, no problem. But not don't just be there because you don't know the friend you make today, what they are going to do for your life tomorrow or what purpose. Like everybody you meet in this life, I just feel there's a reason and a purpose for it. Me being on this call, there is a reason and a purpose for it. Me meeting patient, I wish I didn't meet patient. When I met patient, I would have not been likely not be on this call. So you meeting somebody on this call, make friend with them, not just come class and after that go away. Do you understand? So if you know this is your issue, tell people. So I currently mentor core member in FCT, and there is a girl that always used to say, I no dey keep friend, I no like friend. When we started the mentorship session, if I go for their CDS, she will say, I no like friend, I no like to talk. Now, if you ask this girl question, if she want to answer, when she finish talk, everybody like, I no dey keep friend, I no like to talk. You don talk for 45 minutes and everybody laugh. And you will see now this girl when we close from the CDS, she will be like, wait now, let's go together. And the first 1 month, this girl know dey once we finish CDS, she don carry her bag dey go by herself. So just give yourself grace. I feel you have not seen your person. When you see your person, you sef, you go know say this is love at first sight. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did. You did. Thank you so much for that. Okay, just to state something else, I believe
Okay.
that sometimes when people are in this space where I don't want to have friends, I just want to be on my own, it could be trauma. So you might not really see it, might not be, you might just be thinking, oh, what is trauma? You know, most of the time we hear trauma, we just think it's something very bad must have happened to somebody. It could just be as little as maybe you had a friend in the past and then the person betrayed your trust or something. And then somehow you feel like everybody is bad. Maybe it was a lady, it was a guy, you just feel like every guy is bad, every lady is bad, or from a particular tribe, you know, you just feel that thing. So be careful to let this not be like trauma that you've not healed from, that is still a part of you, right? And then the other thing I would say is you cannot do life alone, right? So that's one of the
Oh,
reasons why I would say you have humans for a reason. You cannot do life alone. I'm saying you don't want to have friends. I've met a lot of ladies who say, oh, I don't want to have friends. I don't like ladies. Ladies gossip, ladies do this, ladies that. So I just want to be on my own, just like our mentor said. But you cannot do life alone. So just check it. If your reason for not wanting to have friends is because somebody, check your heart again, check within, try to look back. If it's because somebody did something before, somebody you trusted did something, betrayed your trust, and that's why you no longer want to have friends, then I think you need to allow yourself to heal. You, as you continue in life, you will meet good people, you will meet bad people, right? So just make up your mind and allow yourself. If you meet somebody, just like our mentor said, be free to connect with people. You can connect with people, but then make sure you have your boundaries. So as you're connecting with people, you see how they are behaving. If you have your boundaries in place, you begin to see that which values they align with my values, you move. So the other thing I also say is if somebody is liking you so much, maybe because you say you're a good person, and then you don't feel the same way, could it be that the person doesn't have the same values as you do? You know, these are some of the things that you check to make friends. Like our mentor was saying earlier, check what are those things that person, what is that thing that person will add to your life? What is that thing that that person does that you feel you can relate with or you like? You know, so have values. One, the first thing is check if there is any kind of hurt in the past. Check if there is any kind of hurt in the past that you've not healed from. Sorry, I want to believe you can hear me clearly now.
yeah,
So
we
check
can.
one. All right, because I see in the chat that they cannot hear me. So check one, if there is any kind of hurt before in the past that you've not healed from, try to heal from it. The second one is check your values, right? Does this person value align with yours? If not, then there is no need, right? The third one is check what was the third thing I even mentioned earlier? So check all these things and just know that you cannot do life alone. And then allow people, be free to relate to people, right? There are some people you just meet for the first time, like myself and Mo. When we met at the first instance, I collected her number, but I didn't even know that we were going to talk. No, I didn't even collect her number. It was on a group. I know I met her on a group,
Yeah.
but she didn't even know. She didn't even know I met her. I met her on a group, and then I just connected with her, and I was like, oh, this lady is doing amazing and all. Before we later connected on LinkedIn again, and then we had a very lengthy call. Our first call was amazing, you know. So you never can tell. Just be free. Allow yourself to want to connect with people, but then have your boundaries. When you get to see that, oh, this person's values does not align with mine, then you can have the boundaries and know where they can stop, you know. So that's what I would say.
Patience. So I just also want to add this thing is that it's not by force. I've seen a lot of people want to be my friend, send me message. I admire you. I want to be your friend, and not reply. It's okay if you're feeling, if your vibe is not like there are some people that want to be your friend, but you don't your mindset. I don't know how to put the English. You are not just feeling them, not that they are bad people, but your feeling, your emotion is not connected to them. So just if that's the case, it's okay. It's not everybody that reach out to you that must be your friend, right? So just know yourself.
These questions are still coming. Okay, so this is going to be the last question, guys. Our sessions are usually 2 hours. right? We've gone beyond 2 hours. So this question says, please, is it okay to have friends that are your classmates but younger than you in age? Also, taking
Oh,
advice from them. So is
ah,
it okay to have friends that are younger than you, your classmates, and then you taking advice from them?
okay. When I was sharing my story, I said it now. When I entered university, I met 12 years old, 14 years old, after spending close to 7 years at home. So obviously, majority of my classmates were younger. So at the end of the day, you would think age is not about, sometimes when a younger person that you are 5 years old that will give you one advice, it will click. In fact, at some point I started doing group reading with somebody that was 6 years younger than. You know the purpose of your friendship. So for me personally, I mentor a lot of young girls. Currently, I work with core member, I work with underserved girls that didn't go to school. They are my friends, right? We talk. So I don't feel that because you went to school, you have BSc or whatever, you are more knowledgeable. So I'm very open. You can ask patient, I'm very open. So don't look down on people because of their age, right? One, they might just have a way of helping you. So there's one girl that we met on Instagram, and we started chatting on WhatsApp. And I think early this year was like, Auntie Moreni KG, I feel you should apply for this US organization as a mentor. I think I'm older than her with 8 years. And I was like, I don't think I'm qualified. She was like, you are qualified. I applied. That's how I applied, and I got the role as a mentor to mentor girls in different countries. Like, that experience was mind blowing. So imagine I'm older than her, so let me not talk to her or communicate. We have been talking for like 3 years, right? Through that link she sent me, I did not only mentor girls from 27 countries. I got a grant after the work. They were like, "Oh, I love what you do. I want to support your organization." Right? So you don't look down on people. Age is number. There are some young people you will see when they talk, you'll be like, I work with a lot of young people, and I used to randomly tell them that the opportunity you people have, this sense you have at this age, I didn't have it in my age. And we just laugh, and I'm always being serious. Like, the opportunity, the access you have, the way you think. If I think at this age when I was in your age, I know wetin I for don reach for this life. So please be open to learning from younger people, right? Age is number. I hope I answered your question.
All right. Thank you so much for that response. I think you did.
Thank you so much,
Okay,
Patience. Can I?
ladies. Thank you so much. You can go, please. Thank you.
Ah,
Thank you for
this is the
staying
first
so
time
long.
I'm on call for 10. Okay, thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank you so
everyone.
much for this time. It's been amazing having you. God bless you.
You too. Bye,
Uh,
everyone.
Bye. Good night. All right, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you so much all for being really engaging tonight. I see that our mentor had she got the best out of us today. I personally have really enjoyed this session. So if you've not taken attendance, kindly do so. Kindly do so. We'll call it a night now. I'll just give us the next 2 minutes and then I'll end the call. Let me share the link again to take attendance if you are yet to do so, so you can take your attendance. So good night, ladies. I've shared the link again in the chat. All right, so I'm going to be ending the call now. Good night, Vera.